In the quote, we're told, 1, the worlds of God are infinite. That individuals who are deprived in this existence have other opportunities in the life beyond. And that the mercy of God is infinite. And that a soul, this is actually about the Titanic, as we see, the sinking of the Titanic, that the soul has been freed from a world of sorrow, grief, and trials to live in another world of bliss and joy. Now, I would propose for Baha'i and non-Baha'i friends who might be listening, it is impossible that the Master here is claiming that every individual on the Titanic in this grievous disaster was a believer. It's impossible. It is impossible that, first of all, that he's claiming that they're all Baha'is. That is utterly impossible. Or that they're all Christians, or Christians, Muslims, and Buddhists, that they were all believers. But he's saying that these individuals have moved from a realm of confinement and constriction, and to understand that such souls have actually been released from the cage of this body. Because God's grace is infinite. Now, they weren't able to make, if you will, a perfect life, but they will have opportunities in their life beyond. The challenge here is because it sounds as if these individuals, some of whom we have to assume have not recognized the manifestation of God, are not necessarily fulfilling their, if you will, the purpose of their existence. Given the definitions of heaven and hell, how could this be? But oftentimes heaven is used, I would propose, in reference to the next world. The world after this, the afterlife, the great beyond. The other times it's often used, and oftentimes the term paradise is used in such cases, that is actually expressing the state or condition within our being. In a sense, we all go to heaven, but we don't all go to paradise. So can we make up for lost opportunities? I think we've already seen one instance where we're told that. This is from Shoghi Effendi.
He feels that many of the perplexities that arise in your mind could be dissipated if you always conceived of the teachings as one great whole with many facets. Truth may, in covering different subjects, appear to be contradictory, and yet it is all one if you carry the thought through to the end. For instance, the statement on life after death and the condition of believers and non-believers. You might say that a wonderful believer is like a diamond blazing in the sun, an unawakened soul like one in a dark room. But we must couple this concept with the other part of the teachings, that God's mercy exceeds his justice, and that soul can progress in the world beyond. The unillumined soul can become brilliant.
There is a principle here in this passage that actually is, I almost think, universally relevant in our study of the Baha'i faith, as well as our study of the Baha'i faith and its relationship, say, to Buddhism or Christianity or Islam or Judaism. Because